In this world, there are two types of banking that are practiced by people all over in this world. It is whether Islamic banking or conventional banking. Before this, most people only choose conventional bank because Islamic banking were not popular and not known at that time. The development of Islamic banking and other Islamic financial institutions that began in 1970s has encouraged the emergence of Islamic accounting thinking. In the 1970s, the Islamic finance industry expanded to the takaful insurance industry and Islamic investment companies. Accounting standard for financial reporting by Islamic financial institution have to be developed because in some cases Islamic financial institution have to be developed because it is some case Islamic financial institution encounter accounting problem due to exacting accounting standards such as IFRS or local GAAP being developed based on conventional institution, conventional product, structure or practices, and maybe perceived by the insufficient to account for and report Islamic financial transaction. Sharia compliant transaction that observe the prohibition on charging interest may not have parallel in conventional financing, and therefore they may be a significant accounting implication, so that ALFI were introduced by Bahrain. So next, I will proceed with Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have CIMB Islamic Bank. CIMB Islamic Bank listings under the Malaysian Islamic Financial Service Act 2013 is the main operating entity of CIMB Group's global Islamic banking and finance franchise. It operates in parallel in the group universal banking platform, and where it offers Sharia compliant product and service to the group wholesale banking, consumer banking, commercial banking, and asset management business. CIMB Islamic Bank, as Sharia compliant bank in Malaysia, engage in various main activities aligned with Islamic finance principles. Here are the main activities of CIMB Islamic Bank in Malaysia. The first one is retail banking, financing and lending, wealth, corporate banking, investment banking, capital market service, and international operation. So for the BOD of CIMB Islamic Bank, we have Chairman Datuk Muhammad Rus Muhammad Din, Chief Executive Officer Ahmad Syahriman Muhammad Sharif, Independent Director Ahmed Bakar Rahman, Independent Director Jalalulai Uthman, Independent Director Dr. Azra Uthman, and Independent Director Zuhaida Zulkifli. As you can see from the table that I show, the financial information of CIMB Islamic Bank, we have revenue, profit and loss before tax, profit and loss distributed to shareholder, total asset, total liabilities, net current asset, and zakat contribution. CIMB Bank were using ALFI Financial Standard. The accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution, ALFI, is not for profit organization established to maintain and promote Sharia standard for Islamic financial institution participant at the overall industry. The accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution ALFI was established in 1991 to ensure that participants conform to the regulation set out in Islamic finance. The founding and the associate members, the regulatory and the supervisory authorities of the accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution define acceptable standards for various functions. This includes areas such as accounting, governance, ethics, transaction, and investment. Based on financial standard used by CIMB Islamic Bank of Malaysia, this bank was investing using restricted investment account that known as RIA, an Islamic investment account which is subject to criteria restriction imposed by the amount holder with respect to the purpose, geographical distribution, and way of investing his fund. This Islamic financial institution or bank may be not allowed by investment account holder to commingle its fund with the restricted investment account fund available for investment. Other restrictions may relate to the type of transaction, subcontracting, collateralization, and guaranteeing. Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam, Brunei's largest bank and flagship Islamic financial institution, was formed in 2005 through the merger of Islamic Bank of Brunei and Islamic Development Bank of Brunei. It is an internationally recognized financial institution governed by global best practice under the guidance of an experienced management team. BIBD is committed to meeting the needs of our customers from all walks of life through continuous service, product, and technology innovation. Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam (BIBD) engaged in variety of activities as full-fledged Islamic bank in Brunei Darussalam. Some of its main activities include retail banking, corporate banking, investment banking, treasury service, digital banking, wealth management, and corporate social responsibility, which is CSR. For the BOD of BIBD, for the chairman we have Datuk Setia Dr. Awang Haji Muhammad Amin Liu bin Abdullah. For the executive director, we have Awang Junani bin Haji Masri, and independent director, we have Haji Sofian bin Muhammad Jani and Dr. Jan Hendrik Wan Gruning. As you can see from the table that I showed, this is a financial information of BIBD, that we have revenue, profit loss before tax, profit loss distributed to the shareholder, total asset, total liabilities, net current asset, and zakat contribution. Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam, we're using IFRS Financial Standard. International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS) are a set of accounting rules for the financial statement of public companies that are intended to make them consistent, transparent, and easily comparable around the world. The IFRS is issued by the International Accounting Standard Board, which is IESB. The IFRS system is sometimes confused with the International Accounting Standard (IAS), which are the older standard that IFRS replaced in 2001. Based on financial standard used by Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam, this bank was investing using unrestricted investment account that known as URIA. It stands for unrestricted investment account, which is an Islamic investment account that is subject to no restriction as to the purpose, geographical distribution, or way of investing the account's fund. In other words, the account holder authorizes its bank to invest his fund in any manner the bank deems appropriate. As such, the bank can commingle its fund with those of the investment account holder, or likewise the funds of investment account holder with the other sources of funds available to the bank, such as current account. However, the bank and the investment account holder agree on the percentage of each counterparty in the returns generated from investing the fund of unrestricted investment account. Warba Bank was established on February 17, 2010 by virtue of an Amiri decree aiming to boost the economic situation after the crisis witnessed by Kuwait. On April 7, 2010, Warba Bank joined the Islamic Bank Register at the Central Bank of Kuwait. The bank met the aspiration of Kuwait and earned their trust. It managed in a short time to position itself in the banking sector as a leader in Islamic digital retail solution. Warba Bank engaged in a range of activities that are typical for an Islamic bank. Here are some of its activities. The first one, we have retail banking, corporate banking, asset management, digital banking, and international operation. So I will proceed with the BOD of Warba Bank. For the chairman, we have Mr. Abdul Wahab Abdullah Al-Houti. For the vice chairman, we have Mr. Hamad Musaid Al-Saleh. For the board member, we have Mr. Badi Khalid Al-Safan, Mr. Abdul Aziz Abdullah Al-Jabi, Mr. Muhammad Hamid Al-Salfan, Mr. Muhammad Riaz Al-Mutawa, Mr. Muhammad Abdul Reda Salim, Mr. Musa'ab Umar Al-Fulaij, Mr. Hisham Abdul Razak Al-Razuki, and last one we have Mr. Yausif Ibrahim Al-Awani. As you can see, this is the financial information for Warba Bank. In Warba Bank, we have revenues, profit loss before tax, profit loss distributed to the shareholder, total asset, total liabilities, net current asset, and zakat contribution. Warba Bank, we're using IFRS Financial Standard. International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS) are a set of accounting rules for the financial statement of public companies that are intended to make them consistent, transparent, and easily comparable around the world. The IFRS is issued by the International Accounting Standard Board (IASB). The IFRS system is sometimes confused with International Accounting Standard (IAS), which are the older standard that IFRS replaced in 2001. Based on financial standard used by Warba Bank, this bank was investing using unrestricted investment account that known as URIA. It stands for unrestricted investment account, which is an Islamic investment account that is subject to no restriction as the purpose, geographical distribution, or way of investing the account's fund. In other words, the account holder authorized in bank to invest his fund in any manner the bank deems appropriate. As such, the bank can commingle its funds with those of the investment account holder, or likewise the funds of investment account holder with the other sources of fund available to the bank, such as current account. However, the bank and investment account holder agree on the percentage of each country party in the return generated from investing the fund of unrestricted investment account.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shazana bintu Makarul, and I will present about Islamic banking in Oman and Egypt. So today for Oman, I choose Mita Islamic banking. I will explain about this company profile. So for Mita Islamic banking corporate data, Mita Islamic banking by Bank Muscat is the most well-known and biggest Islamic banking window in Oman. For their Charis client and business sector, they provide a full range of Sharia compliant Islamic banking product and services, including deposit product, consumer finance, credit card, corporate banking, internet banking, mobile banking, and others. So for its partner companies, significant project, Mita offer complex Sharia compliant financial solutions, hence assisting the Sultanate's company. Next, for Mita Islamic banking main activities, The key activity of the bank for which Sharia monitoring and review team will conduct a compliance review and provide advisory service will include the following: consumer banking operation, corporate banking operation, SME banking operations, wholesale banking operation, and support function, that is human resources, marketing, IT, and others. Next, I will talk about Board of Directors of Mita Islamic Banking. So the first, we have 5%. So the chairman was Dr. Abdullah bin Mubarak Al-Abri, and then deputy chairman was Professor Dr. Muhammad Akram Ladin, and we have 3 members, that is Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Al-Kasar, Walid bin Sulaiman Al-Kuri, and Ahmad Rufai Muhammad. So the next one, I will present about financial information of this Islamic bank. So as you guys can see, we provide a table that financial information that consists of revenue, profit loss before tax, profit loss distribute to shareholder, total asset, total liability, net current asset, and then zakat contribution. Next, for financial standard, Mita Islamic Banking, we're using AOFI financial standard in order to uphold and advance Sharia standard for Islamic financial institution, participant, and the sector as a whole. The accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution, that is AOFI, was founded. To guarantee that participants adhere to the rules outlined in Islamic finance, the accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution was found in 1991. So acceptable criteria for various tasks are established by the founder and associate member of AOFI, as well as the regulatory and supervisory bodies. Accounting, governance, ethics, transaction, and investment are a few examples of this topic. Next, I will talk about classification of investment used by Mita Islamic Banking of Egypt. So, based on financial standard used by Mita Islamic Bank, this bank were investing using restricted investment account, that is RIA. With this kind of account, the owner of the investment account established limitation on the place, method, and use to which his fund may be used. So additionally, the Islamic bank might be prohibited from using the fund from the limited investment account in conjunction with any of its own fund for investment objective. So the owner of investment account could set additional limitation. For instance, owner of investment account may demand that the Islamic bank not invest their money in and transaction involving installment without guarantee or security, or that Bank Islamic carry out the investment directly rather than through a third party. Next, I will present about financial Islamic bank in Egypt, that is Faisal Islamic Bank. So I will talk about their company profile. First, their corporate data. The first date is the first Islamic and commercial bank in Egypt. It's called Faisal Islamic Bank of Egypt, FIBE. On July 5, 1979, the bank operation was formally launched. But in reality, the bank's history began more than 5 years earlier, when its founder came together and decided to form a bank in Egypt that will operate accordance with Islamic law in order to serve a model for Islamic banking around the world. So in front of few Egyptian leaders and officials, His Royal Highness Prince Muhammad Faisal Al Saud, chairman of the board of directors, present the idea. So both the general population and government authorities overwhelming embrace and support the concept. So I will talk about Faisal Islamic Bank man's activity. So the first one is mobilization of resources. So this bank uses its resources mostly from 2 sources. The first one is internal resources, which are made up of paid-up capital, provision, and reserve. The second one represented by outside resources found in clients' account and saving account. So due to its benefit, the bank's Islamic saving pool are highly sought after by its client in Egypt and the Islamic world. The process of accumulating deposit and savings, which is regarded as the foundation of investment activity and in turn reflect the essence of Islamic banking activity, has been successfully planned and carried out by the bank. So these accomplishments are attributed to a variety of benefits provided by the bank to its depositors. The Islamic formula offered by Islam are the most significant of this benefit. Next one is investment activity. So for investment activity, according to its strategy and control by law of Islamic Sharia, Faisal Islamic Banking has achieved great result in the field of investment with regard to resource usage. According to the bank's investment guideline, in addition incorporating business and owning stock in their capital, form of investment including financing through musyarakah, mudarabah, murabaha, salam, advance payment contract, leasing of service, ijara, istithna, and these are the primary acceptable funding option in the Islamic banking system. So next is offering banking service. So due to the revenue it generates in addition to its primary function of luring consumer and encouraging them to deal with the bank in other activities. The activities seen as distinguishing aspect of the modern banking system. Next, I will talk about their board of directors. So, their board of directors is His Royal Highness Prince Amir Muhammad Al Faisal Al Saud, and then the chairman was Sheikh Ibrahim bin Khalifa Al Khalifa. The next one, Ing Ala Abdul Aziz Mabruk Abdel Mauti, and the next one is Abdul Hamid Muhammad Al Musa, that is the bank governor. The next one is Mr. Muhammad Hani bin Al Shaid bin Ibrahim Al Ayuti, Dr. Nahid Muhammad Hassan Tahir, Mr. Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Karim Al Kharji, and the last one is Dr. Amani Khalid Muhammad Mubarak Barosli. So the next one, I will present about financial information of this Islamic bank. So as you guys can see, we provide a table that financial information that consists of revenue, profit loss before tax, profit loss distributed to shareholder, total asset, total liability, net current asset, and then zakat contribution. Next, I will talk about Faisal Islamic Bank of Egypt financial standard. So this bank we're using IFRS financial standard. International Financing Report Standard is the abbreviation for them. So the International Accounting Standard, known as IFRS, is used to organize and report financial data in a suitable manner. It is based on the International Accounting Standard Board, that is IASB, a pronouncement, which are made in London. So currently, more than 120 nations has adopted it as their standard accounting framework. So business using IFRS must report their financial results and financial position in accordance with the same rules. As a result, there is considerable uniformity in the financial reporting with all business using IFRS, making it simpler to compare and contrast their financial result, bearing any fraudulent manipulation. So next one, I will talk about classification of investment used by Faisal Islamic Bank of Egypt. So this bank were using URIA, that is unrestricted investment account. So with this account, the owner of investment account in this form of account give the Islamic Bank permission to invest the account holder's money however it sees it, without any limitation on where, how, or why the money should be invested. In accordance with this arrangement, the Islamic Bank may mix the money from investment account holder with its own money or with money that is authorized to use, such as money in current account. So Islamic Bank and the owner of investment account typically share in the profit from the investment money. So URIA are identical to unrestricted participant.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I'm Rabatul Adawa Binti Maskaza. So today I'm going to explain about Jordan, which is Jordan Islamic Bank. First of all, for the company profile, we start from corporate data, which is established in Adnan, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and registered as public shareholding limited liability company, and the company's registry on 20 November 1978 under reference number 124, pursuant to the requirement of the by then effective companies law, and in accordance with the provisions of Jordan Islamic Bank temporary law number 13 of 1978, which was superseded by the bank's law number 2062 of 1985 that was abolished pursuant to the bank's law number 28 of 2000, effective as of 2 August 2000, which included a special chapter on Islamic banks as amended on 1 May 2019. Next, for the main activities, there are several products and services that are provided by Jordan Islamic Banks. First, services with disabilities. Jordan Islamic Bank is pleased to provide all major banking and services and products that will enable to manage finances with ease and independence, and through providing ATMs for customers with visual impairments and that supported in Braille language. Second, the accounts, which is credit accounts and investment account. Third, funding, which is Jordan Islamic Banks provides your need for the necessary financing through Murabahah financing, ending in ownership, Ijarah al-Mawsufa bil-Thima, and al-Musawama. And the last one, electronic services, which is providing electronic services with ease by using mobile applications or iBanking and activating them through the personal presence of the branch. Next, for the board of directors, first name HA Mr. Musa Abdul Aziz Muhammad Shihade, which is the chairman of the board of directors. HA Mr. Hamad Abdullah Ali Al-Okab, which is vice chairman. HA Mr. Mazin Khairi Shakir Mana, member. HA Dr. Jihad Abdul Elhamad Al-Nakla, member. HA Dr. No Muhammad Shahid Muhammad Lutfi Mahaini, member. HA Mr. Salim Ahmad Jamil Al-Khazali, member. HA Mr. Isa Haidar Isa Murad, member. And the last one, HA Mr. Smala FR Ghanem, which is member. Next, for the financial information, start from revenue, 151,972,633 Jordan dinar. Profit or loss before tax, 65,538,653 Jordan dinar. Profit or loss distributed to shareholders, 522,576,233 Jordan dinar. total assets 5,463,176,165 Jordan dinar. For the total liabilities, 1,578,676,372 Jordan dinar. For the net current assets, 3,888,499,823 Jordan dinar. And for the zakat contribution, is not stated in the financial statement. Next, we go through to the Jordan Islamic Bank financial standard. Jordan Islamic Bank were using IOF financial standards. Data collected that Jordan Islamic Bank is committed with IOF's standards regarding general disclosure requirements on its financial statement, murabahah and murabahah to purchase order, mudarabah financing, and basics of profit allotment between owners' equity and investment account holders. IOF was established in accordance with the Agreement of Association which was signed by some Islamic financial institution on 1 Safar 1410 Hijrah, corresponding to 26 February 1990, and it was registered on 11 Ramadan 1411 Hijrah, corresponding to 27 March 1991, in the state of Bahrain, and an international independent not-for-profit organization. And the last one for the Jordan Islamic Bank, which is classification of investment account used by Jordan Islamic Bank. First, unrestricted investment accounts, also known as URIA. With this type of account, the investment account holder authorized the Islamic Bank to invest with the account holder's funds in a manner which the Islamic Bank deems appropriate without laying down any restrictions as to where, how, and for what purpose the funds should be invested. Under the arrangement, the Islamic can commingle the investment account holder's funds with its own funds or with other funds the Islamic Bank has the right to use. The investment account holders and the Islamic Bank generally participate in the returns on the invested funds. Unrestricted participating investment bonds and any other accounts that are of a similar nature are equivalent to unrestricted investment accounts. For the restricted investment accounts, also known as RIA, this bank were investing using restricted investment account. With this kind of account, the owner of the investment account establishes its limitations on the places, methods, and uses to which his funds may be used. Additionally, the Islamic Bank might be prohibited from using the funds from the limited investment account in conjunction with any of its own funds for investment objectives. Additionally, owners of investment accounts could set additional limitations. For instance, owners of investment accounts may demand that the Islamic Bank not invest their money in transactions involving installments without a guarantee or security. Alright, for the Indonesia, which is Bank Muamalat. For the company's profile, start from corporate data. Bank Muamalat was established on 2 October 1998 as part of the Bank Research Program of the Government of Indonesia. In July 1999, four state-owned banks, Bank Bumi Daya, Bank Dagang Negara, Bank Izim, and Bapindo, were amalgamated into Bank Muamalat. The history of these four banks can be tracked back to over 140 years, and together they had contributed to the beginning of the Indonesian banking sector. Following the merger, Bank Rakyat immediately embarked on a comprehensive consolidation process, beginning with the closure of 194 overlapping branches and a reduction of redundant staff, bringing the combined workforce of 26,600 down to 17,620. A single brand Bank Muamalat was rolled out throughout the national network and across all of advertising and promotional activities. One of Bank Muamalat's most significant early achievement was the complete overhaul of its technology platform. The banks inherited of a total 9 different core banking systems from its 4 legacy banks. After an initial investment to consolidate the system around the strongest inherited platform, the bank undertook 3-year $200 million program to replace the core banking platform with one that was specifically geared towards retail banking. Next, for the Bank Muamalat main activities. First, collecting funds from the community, which include A. Deposits in the form of current account based on wadi'ah contract or other contract that do not conflict with Sharia principles, and savings account based on the wadi'ah contract or other contracts that do not conflict with Sharia principles. Next, types of investment. Time deposits based on mudarabah contract or other contracts that do not conflict with Sharia principle, and savings account based on wadi'ah contract or other contracts that do not conflict with Sharia principles. Second, for the financing, for sale and purchase transactions based on contracts. First, murabahah. Second, istisna, and third, salam. Next, for profit sharing transactions based on contract, mudarabah, musyarakah, and also other contracts are based on Sharia principle. Next, for the board of directors of Bank Muamalat, start from Indra Falatihat, which is President Director, Karno, Compliance Risk and Legal Director, Harry Shafri, Financing Business Risk Director, Wahyu Avianto, Operation and Digital Director, and the last one, Suhendar, which is Finance and Strategy Director. Next, for the financial information of Bank Muamalat, start from revenues, which is 2,139,760,340 rupiah. Profit or loss before tax, 12,513,740 rupiah. Profit or loss distributed to shareholders, which is not stated in the financial statement. For the total assets, 58,899,174,316 rupiah. For the total liabilities, 11,554,646,096 rupiah. For the net current assets, 67,344,528,223 rupiah. For the zakat contribution, did not state in the financial statement. Next, for Bank Muamalat Financial Standard, Bank Muamalat will using IOFI Financial Standards. Data collected that Bank Muamalat Financial Standard is committed with IOFI standard regarding general disclosure requirement on its financial statement, murabaha and murabaha to purchase order, mudarabah financing, and basics of profit alignment between owners' equity and investment account holders. IOFI was established in accordance with the agreement of association which was signed by some Islamic financial institution on 1 Safar 1410 Hijrah corresponding to 26 February 1990, and it was registered on 11 Ramadan 1411 Hijrah corresponding to 27 March 1991 in the state of Bahrain as an international independent not-for-profit organization. And the last one, for the classification of investment used by Bank Muamalat, which is RIA, Restricted Investment Account. This bank were investing using restricted investment account. With this kind of account, the owner of the investment account establishes limitations on the prices, method, and uses to which this fund may be used. Additionally, the owners of investment accounts could set additional limitations. For instance, owners of investment account may demand that the Islamic bank not invest their money in transactions involving installments without a guarantee or security, or that the Islamic bank carry out the investment directly rather than through to a third party. Bonds with restricted participation, units with restricted participation, which is investment funds, and other account with restricted participation of like character identical to the restricted investment account.
Hi, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Isna Matusha binti Muhammad Salihin, and today I will continue presenting on Islamic banking in Sudan. So we had chosen Al-Barakah Sudanese Bank. Al-Barakah Sudanese Bank was established on 26 February 1984 and was inaugurated on 14 March 1984. Its headquarters is in Al-Barakah Tower, Al-Qasri Street, Khartoum, Sudan. It also registered with the General Register of Companies in Sudan and licensed by the Central Bank of Sudan to carry out all banking and investment activities in accordance with the provisions of Islamic Sharia. Al-Barakah also licensed by the Central Bank of Bahrain and listed on the Bahrain Bourse. Since inception, Al-Barakah Bank of Sudan has been assuming a lead position in the field of developing financial and Islamic banking work in Sudan. It is a pioneer in banking and electronic services and engineering change. Next, for the main activities of Al-Barakah Sudanese Bank, Al-Barakah Sudanese Bank offers a diverse range of Sharia-compliant banking products and services to cater customer requirements, such as first, we have distinguished account. Distinguished account is for savings account. Next, we have golden deposit, is for special investment deposits. Next, we have Al-Barakah mobile apps, this for banking services, and also we have internet banking. Moving on to the Board of Directors or BOD for the Al-Barakah Sudanese Bank. So BOD, the function of BOD is to ensure all the operation and management of the bank runs smoothly. So we have Sheikh Abdullah Saleh Ahmad as the chairman or non-executive director, Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Al-Shurugi as a vice chairman, Mr. Taufik Shakir Mufti as a board member, and a non-executive director. Dr. Jaim Lakla as a board member, Mr. Hussein Ben Haj Amor as a board member, and also Group Chief Executive Officer, or CEO. Next, we have Dr. Khalid Abdul Mahatik as a board member, Mrs. Daria Hazim Khurshid as a board member, and Dr. Ziad Ahmed Baha Irdin also as a board member. So next, moving on to the financial information of Al Barakah Sudanese Bank. This financial information is as at 31 December 2022. So the total revenues is owned by the Al Barakah Sudanese Bank is 141,933,653 US dollar. The profit before taxation 88,805,003 US dollar. The total profit distributed to the shareholders is 44,936,695 US dollar. For the total assets that owned by Al Barakah Sudanese Bank is 9,578 US dollar. For the liabilities, the total is 2,462,765,888 US dollar. For the net current assets is 119,134,690 US dollar. For the last one, for the zakat contribution, Al Barakah Sudanese Bank is not stated in the financial statements. That's for the financial standards that used by Al Barakah Sudanese Bank. Al Barakah Sudanese Bank were using AUFI financial standards. AUFI established to maintain and promote Sharia standards for Islamic financial institutions. AUFI was established on 1991 to ensure that participants follow the rules and prohibitions established by Sharia law. The AUFI is like the International Accounting Standards Board and the Financial Accounting Standards Board because it develops accounting standards for accounting and reporting. However, it does so consider Islamic financial law. So the last one, for the classification of investment used by Al Barakah Sudanese Bank. Under AUFI standards, investment accounts in Islamic bank are classified into two types, which is unrestricted investment account, URIA, and restricted investment account, RIA. URIA is when the investor gives the bank full authority to invest the funds without any restriction, while RIA is when the investor gives the bank specific instruction on how to invest, where to invest the fund. So Al Barakah classifies investment accounts in accordance with these AUFI standards. URIAs are classified as on-balance sheet item, while RIA are classified as off-balance sheet items. This means that URIA are included in the Statement of Financial Position (SOFP) and treated as semi-equity. Al Barakah Bank also did separate headlines for the URIA. I'll continue with the Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank. So we had chosen this bank for the country of India. Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank is one of the cooperative urban bank in the Twin Cities with 9 branches and a working capital of more than rupees 490.09 crores. Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank was established in 1987, licensed by RBI and registered under the cooperative societies. Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank is one of the leading cooperative bank in the Twin Cities. The bank has been working within the framework of the cooperative RBI policies. That's for the main activities of Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank. The key activities of the bank for which the Sharia monitoring and review team will conduct a compliance review and provide advisory services. For the first one, we have personal banking, corporate banking, deposit schemes, loan and advance, forex and other services. For the board of directors of Cooperative Urban Bank, we have Sri Said Akbar Nizamuddin Husaini as the chairman, Sri M.A. Qayyum as a vice chairman, Sri Burhanuddin Owaisi as a director, Sri Said Zainuddin Ali Sufi as a director, Sri S.A. Hussain Alwa as a director, and also Sri Y.M. Arshad as a director. For the financial information for Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank, this financial information is as at 31 March 2022. The total revenues that owned by the Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank, which is amounted at 707 million, 842 million, and 147. For the total profit before taxation is not stated in the financial statement. Also, with the total of the profit distributed to the shareholder is not stated in the financial statements too. For the total assets, Urban Bank owned 3,841,643,423 rupees. For the liabilities, the total amount which is 74,501,511 rupees. For the total of the net current asset is 3,767,000,000 141,913 rupees for the zakat contribution. Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank did have not stake in the financial statements account. Moving on to the financial standards that used by the Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank. Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank were using IFRS financial standards. IFRS stands for Islamic Financial Regulation Standards. IFRS were issued and maintained by the International Accounting Standards Board, which is IASB, and were created to establish a common language and align so that the financial statement can easily be interpreted from company to company and country to another country. The previous report to show the changes in profit and loss. IFRS also help investor analyze company by making it easier to perform apples-to-apples comparisons between one company and another for fundamental analysis of a company's performance. Darussalam for the classification of investment by the Darussalam Cooperative Urban Bank Investment. So they have classified using IFRS standard so that URIA are classified as on-balance sheet items while URIAs are classified as off-balance sheet items. This means that URIAs are included in the statement of financial position SOFI and treated as liabilities. Darussalam Bank also did put the RIA in the SOFI and the liabilities for URIA. We continue with the Islamic Bank in Pakistan. So we had chosen Mizan Bank. Mizan Bank was founded with the vision to establish Islamic banking as banking of first choice. The bank commenced operation in 1997 as Al Mizan Investment Bank Limited. It converted to Mizan Bank Limited, a full-fledged Islamic commercial bank in 2002 when the State Bank of Pakistan issued Pakistan's first Islamic commercial banking license. Concurrently, the bank acquired the Pakistan's operation of Societe Generale and started commercial banking with a small network of 4 branches that has now grown to become one of the largest banking networks in the country with 962 branches in 317 cities. On to the main activities of the bank. So Mizan Bank offers a diverse range of Sharia compliant banking products and services to cater customer requirements. As for deposit products, Mizan Bank offers Mizan Rupee, Mizan Asal, and Mizan Express for current and savings account PKR. Mizan Labbaik is a savings account for people who wants to perform Hajj and Umrah pilgrimage facility PKR. They also offer Mizan Kids Club, Mizan Teen Club, and Mizan Senior Club Citizen. Other than that, Monthly Mudarabah Certificate, which is one non-maturity, Certificate of Islamic Investment, Mizan Amdan Certificate, and many more. Mizan Bank also offers financing product for their customers such as Murabaha, which is short-term facility. Next, we have Musawamah, also for the short-term facility, is conclude the procurement of raw material and stock in trade. Next, we have Ijara for the long-term facility, Diminution Musyarakah for the long-term rental facility based on joint ownership, and we have also commercial vehicles financing with the Sharia compliant financing for SME and corporate segments. As for transaction banking, Mizan Bank offers Mizan eBiz, which is business internet banking solution, Mizan eBiz Plus, payments and cash management solution, and Mizan eBiz Plus Lite for the SME payment solution. So for the board of directors of Mizan Bank, we have Riyad S.A. Idris as the chairman. We have Faisal Al-Hassa as the vice chairman. We have Badr Al-Rabia, Mubashar Makbul Faisal Fahad, Navid Iftikhar Sherwani, Faisal Fahad Al-Muzaini, Navid Iftikhar Sherwani, Muhammad Warmati, Muhammad Abdul Alim, Naushan Ahmad, Yusuf Al-Sa'ad also as a vice chairman, and Ifan Siddiqui as a president and CEO. To the financial information of Mizan Bank. So this financial information is as at 31 December 2022. So the total revenues owned by the Mizan Bank in rupees is 141,933,653 rupees, while profit before taxation is 88,805,003 rupees. Profit distribution to the shareholder is 44,936,695 rupees. For the assets, we have 2,581,905,78 rupees. For the liabilities, 2,462,765,888 rupees. For the net current assets, Mizan Bank owed 119,134,650 rupees. For the zakat contribution, Mizan Bank did have not stayed in the financial segment. Moving on to the financial standards that used by the Mizan Bank. So Mizan Bank were using AUFI's financial standards. AUFI established to maintain and promote Sharia standards for Islamic financial institutions. AUFI was established in 1991 to ensure that participants follow the rules and prohibitions established by the Sharia law. The AUFI is like the International Accounting Standard Board and the Financial Accounting Standard Board because it develops accounting standards for accounting and reporting. However, it does so consider Islamic financial law. That's why, for the classification of investment used by the Mizan Bank, under AUFI standards, investment accounts in Islamic banks are classified into two types, which is unrestricted investment account (URIA) and restricted investment account (RIA). For the URIA, where the investors give the bank full authority to invest the funds without any restriction, and for the RIA, when the investor give the bank specific instruction on how to invest and where to invest the fund. So Mizan Bank classifies its investment account in accordance with these AUFI standards. URIAs are classified as on-balance sheet item, while RIA are classified as off-balance sheet items. This means that URIA are included in the statement of financial position and treated as a semi-equity. Al-Barakah Bank also did a separate headlines for the URIA.
Differences component in the statement of financial positions. First, asset component, cash. It only have in Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia. For the account receivable, it only have in Kuwait, Brunei, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia. But Malaysia, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, and India are not state. For the fixed asset, only state in Oman and Egypt. But Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Pakistan, India, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia, there's a state. For the investment, it only state in Malaysia, Brunei, Egypt, Pakistan, Jordan, and Indonesia, but not to Kuwait, Oman, India, and Sudan. And last one, for the intangible assets, it state in Malaysia, Egypt, Pakistan, Jordan, but not to Kuwait, Brunei, Oman, India, Sudan, and Indonesia. Next, for the liabilities, component for loan or financing, it state in Sudan, but Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Jordan, Indonesia, not state. Current account, state in Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia, but not to Malaysia, Kuwait, and Brunei. Due to bank, state in Kuwait, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, and Sudan, but not to Malaysia, Brunei, India, Jordan, and Indonesia. And the last one for the deferred tax, state in Malaysia, Brunei, Egypt, Pakistan, and Jordan, but not to Kuwait, Oman, India, Sudan, and Indonesia. And the last one for the equity for component retained earning, it have in Oman, Egypt, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia, but it doesn't have in Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Pakistan, India, and Indonesia. For the common stock, only Indonesia state, but other than that, which is Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Sudan, Jordan, and Indonesia are not state. For the capital, all the banks are state, which is Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Oman, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Sudan, Jordan, Indonesia. And last one, for the component of reserves, it state in Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, Egypt, Pakistan, India, Sudan, and Jordan, but does not state in Oman and Indonesia.
So we talk about differences component in the statement of profit and loss. So the first one is income. We have income, expenses, and profit before tax and zakat. So the first one is income. Income, we have three components, that is dividend, gain on foreign exchange, and return on equity investment. So for dividend, only Egypt, Pakistan, and Jordan that have dividend in their sopol. The next one is gain on foreign exchange. Kuwait, Brunei, Pakistan, Jordan, and Indonesia that have gain on foreign exchange in their sopol. And the last one is return on equity investment. All bank that we present have return on equity investment on their income, except for Kuwait, India, and Indonesia. Next, I will talk about expenses. So for expenses, we have three components too, that is employee expenses, depreciation, and allowance. So for employee expenses, all the bank have employee expenses except for Malaysia, Brunei, and Egypt. The next one is depreciation. Kuwait, Oman, India, Sudan, and Jordan that have depreciation in their expenses. And the last one is allowance. Allowance, bank in Malaysia, Pakistan, India, Sudan, and Indonesia that have allowance in their expenses below the statement of profit and loss. Okay, for the last one is profit before tax and zakat. So for profit before tax and zakat, we have two components too, that is tax and zakat. For tax, all the 10 bank have tax in their profit before tax and zakat. But for zakat, only Malaysia, Kuwait, Brunei, and Egypt that have zakat in their sopol. As a conclusion, we can see that accounting for Islamic finance is important financial aspect of business. The better we understand the language, the better we can manage the financial aspect of business. Accounting is the system that measures business activity, process that information into reports and communications, and communicates these findings to decision makers. In summary, accounting serves as backbone of financial management and decision making. It provides stakeholders with relevant and reliable information about an entity's financial position, performance, and compliance. By facilitating transparency, accountability, and informed decision making, accounting contributes to the effective operation and long-term success of business, organization, and individual.